Hello, my name is Linnea from Linnea Loves Music, and today we're going to be speaking about how to read music. And I encourage you that if you didn't have a chance to take a listen to our video last week on learning all the piano note names, I suggest you take a little bit of a look at that video first, because it will be a great prequel to today's lesson. But if you already know your note names on your piano, then let's get started. All right, well, first we're going to talk about the treble clef. Now the staff, which is what I'm drawing right now, has 5 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 4 spaces. And your treble clef looks like this. With the treble clef lines, we like to use a little phrase to help us to remember the lines. The first is an E. Second is a G. Third is a B. Fourth is a D. And fifth is an F. And the little phrase that I like to use to help us to remember is every good boy deserves fudge. So every good boy deserves fudge. The word that the treble clef spaces spell is face. Now, just below the treble clef here, we have what we like to call the bass clef notes. And the bass clef notes are the low notes. For the bass clef lines, we use a phrase called good birds don't fly. And lastly, away. So G, B, D, F, and A. The bass clef spaces are all cows eat grass. All cows eat grass. Now, between the treble and bass clef, we have a few extra notes. They are called our ledger line notes, and we will be having another class that will go into more detail about what these ledger notes are. But for right now, we're going to just start with the basic ones that are in between. So as we know, this line here in the bass clef is A, because we've got good birds don't fly away. So that one is an A. Now if you go one note higher than that A, you're going to get the next letter in the alphabet, which is B. And if you have a note in the middle here, one note higher, you get your C. You can have a middle C that looks like this, with a stem facing down. If it's facing down, it means your left hand is playing it. If you have a middle C that goes like this, with a stem facing up, it means your right hand is playing it. Now, if we go one note higher, we get your D. And then, of course, we join up with that E, which we know as every good boy deserves fudge. If we would take all the notes and put them together, we've got your bottom one, just G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and that middle C. And if we were going to take all the treble clef notes, so let's start with that middle C. We get C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, and our final note here, which is our F. One of the questions that I often get when people are starting to learn how to read music is, how do I know exactly which C to play, which D to play, which E to play, which F to play? And we're going to go through that right now. Hopefully you can see from our little whiteboard the notes here, but if you can't, this one is that bass C, that all cows eat grass. This one is the middle C that we talked about, and this one right here is your high C from your spaces, F-A-C-E. So these are three different C's. So we're going to talk about how do you know which C to play. If you took a look at our lesson that we had last week on all of the note names on the piano, you will already know this, but if you don't already, just to review, middle C also has another name, and its other name is called C4. And the reason why it is called C4 is because it is literally the fourth C on the piano. Now, I know you can't see all the C's here, but the bottom C, the lowest C to your left, is your C1. Then you go C2, C3, and your fourth C that is on the piano is your middle C. Another way to know it is the logo on the piano will be in the middle of it, which I know is kind of hard to read that from here because it's really, really light, the logo on this piano. But that is your middle C. Okay, so the bass C, you want to kind of think of everything as to what is it in relation to middle C. So the closer that it is to middle C, the closer it will be there. So this is middle C, my C4. My bass C here would be my C3. My high C would be my C5, the fifth C on the piano. For those of you who are keeners, you probably noticed that we covered the majority of the notes, but not all of the notes. We covered from your bass G, but we did not cover all of your lower notes. And we went up to your high F, but there's also all of these other notes. And those are our ledger line notes, and those we're going to be covering in another lesson coming up, but we wanted to start with the basics because from that foundation, you'll be able to learn the majority of songs out there, so it's a very good place to start. I really do believe that if you want to learn piano, you really have to push yourself to the next level, because after all, just listening to this lesson in itself is not enough. You need practice and you need to work at your craft. So I've included a link below for some wonderful theory worksheets that will help to take you to a place where you can memorize all of the material that you've learned today. So if that is something that you are interested, make sure to check that description box and you'll have some more theory sheets to kind of just go through that, to learn, to grow, to expand your knowledge as a piano student. I really hope that you enjoyed today's lesson on how to read music. Make sure that you like, that you subscribe, that you ring the bell for more music lessons coming up for your musical adventure. Thank you so much.